The Marin County Fair is back July 1st through 5th in San Rafael, and this year's theme, Stars, Stripes, and Stories, makes it one to remember. As America turns 250 and Marin County marks its 175th anniversary, the fair is bringing the whole community together for live concerts, nightly fireworks over the lagoon, carnival rides, fair food, and special activations, including a scavenger hunt and a community paper patchwork quilt. Discounted tickets are available through June 30th. Visit marinfair.org for info and tickets.
Summer's a gift of days that last a little longer, a brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event, with specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid, all backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
Hey everyone, welcome. I'm so glad you are jumping on with me today. If you've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately, like you're pushing at lightning speed just to cross every T and dot every I, only to have a sudden bump in the road throw you off, this is for you. Today, we're talking about what happens when life throws an unexpected curveball and how you can anchor your heart into absolute truth of how good God is. I want to take a minute here and share a raw story, a fresh story from my own life about a principle. This principle I call divine insurance, and how perfectly timed God's goodness really is when we choose to look for it. Are you ready? Do we need to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out? My story, when the steam rises. A couple weeks back, Dawn and I were preparing for a long scheduled family camping trip up to Crane Prairie Campground. If you've never been, it is stunning. It's breathtaking. The views of the Sisters and Mount Bachelor throw these gorgeous, pristine reflections across the lake, and it's famous and great for kokanee fishing. My guys just love to fish. Now, to get ahead of the week, we were moving at warp speed. Groceries packed, coolers filled, fishing gear stowed, trunk and camper ready to go. For this trip, we were dry camping, which meant filling our trailer to the absolute max with water weight. We were asking our trusty Chevy truck to pull a massive load over the mountain pass on an above normal scorching hot June day. Before we left, I made a very special point in my prayers to ask for divine insurance over our family and our trip. And out of the gate, we saw our first miracle. We actually got out of town before 11 a.m. on an upcoming holiday weekend. We hit Highway 58 out of Eugene and began the weighty chug up the pass. But with only a mile or so left before the summit, steam began to creep out from under the hood. I had my feet up on the glove box on the window dash, and you could just feel the heat radiating from the engine compartment. Talk about a pattern interrupt. Thankfully, by pure grace and timing, there was a good-sized pullout right there. We jumped out. I quickly grabbed my dog Dash, thinking it could be an under-the-hood fire. Don carefully popped the bonnet, and smoke and steam just blasted upward. I mean, oh my gosh. We stepped back, standing on the side of the highway, just thankful that we were safe, intact, and that there were some very large Douglas fir trees keeping us shaded. Now here's the principle. The pieces of divine insurance. This is where this principle of divine insurance starts to show up in a messy reality of our lives. In Romans 8:28, you can say this with me, and we know that God causes everything to work together for our good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. Now, God didn't just meet us after the trouble. He had already set.
Your wedding begins here. You've found your person. Now find your perfect place. Welcome to Marin County, where your love story meets its perfect setting. Exchange vows beneath ancient redwoods on a sun-kissed beach or overlooking the sparkling San Francisco Bay. Whether you're planning an intimate elopement or a grand affair, Marin offers the space and the spirit to make your wedding uniquely yours. Discover where forever begins at visitmarin.org. and explore the weddings page for details. Head to Safeway this week and enjoy these amazing deals. Clip coupons from the weekly mailer or download them from the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Mix and match Signature Select chicken drumsticks or thighs. Value packs are buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy two. And mix and match juicy 1-pound strawberries with 6-ounce blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries are just $2.99 each when you buy 3. Visit Safeway.com for more details. See you in the aisles.
The pieces on the board. Our first one, the connection. Just as Dawn was assessing the damage, a kind passerby pulled over and offered us his Starlink connection so we could call our kids. We were up in no zone, no cell service or anything. One of our kids, had already passed by us in their 4x4. They immediately turned around to help us. Second, the safety and the parts. If you think about this for any period of time, you can just imagine the angelic hanging on to this for us. Seriously. When Don surveyed the damage, he noticed the hose had simply come off. It did not split. The clamp, one of those little silver clamps, they're just a clamp, right? The clamp was holding together, was still right there. I mean, it did not blow off when the hose came off. We had all the parts and all the pieces we needed. They were just supernaturally, they held there. It was amazing. We didn't need a tow truck or an expensive repair shop. We just needed water. Third, our family. We toted water back and forth from the trailer to hydrate our faithful Chevy. And minutes later, here comes Jacob and Kate, and they pulled over. We called Joseph, who was passing through the last town just coming up the mountain, and he picked up some antifreeze. Jason and Erica, because they got our phone call, arrived right behind them. So there was the family. We needed no parts, just water, family, and connection. We safely made the rest of our trek to our gorgeous mountain getaway, and it was beautiful. The weather was perfect. So here is your tomorrow morning takeaway. The spiritual investigative truth. This is what we want to meditate on and see the ease and the goodness of God. I want you to take this into your week. I want you to take this before God and have that conversation with Him. Divine insurance doesn't always mean the road is perfectly fast. It's not. We run into speed bumps, don't we? It means that when the steam rises, the provision is already standing there with you. Think on that for just a moment. The provision is already standing there with you. Look at the perfectly timed alignment we experienced. We had help, we had family, we had connection, we had safety, and we already had the parts. We didn't lose the parts. Amen? If you are facing a breakdown or a heavy climb today, I want to leave you with this beautiful promise from Psalms 34:8. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. And that is my prayer for you today. Ask God, help me to taste and see your goodness. You don't have to argue doctrine. You don't have to memorize a bunch of scripture to know the heart of God and how he feels about you. You just have to look at his track record of rescue. He provides a safe path for your heart every single time. Thank God for his goodness. Do you ever notice how easy it is to find yourself just going?
Whether you're on the go or at the ballpark, T-Mobile is built to keep you connected wherever the game takes you. With America's best network, you know your phone is going to work, even in a crowded stadium, for instance. If you lose track of your friends, after a long seventh-inning stretch, one quick message and a shared location later, you'll find each other without missing the next pitch. And you can upload the video of the game-winning hit and share it before you even leave your seat. And on the days you can't make it to the ballpark, streaming the game on the go feels just as electric. No buffering, no interruptions, just every moment as it happens. Find out how baseball hits different with T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Fastest based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data of national speed score results for the second half of 2025. Best based on analysis by Ookla of the speed test intelligence data for the second half of 2025.
Would you look at that? It's time for some of our favorite Snapple Real Facts. Real Fact 1433, toe wrestling is a competitive sport. Real Fact 732, the chicken is the closest living relative of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Real Fact 1599, a man once ate an entire airplane. Youch. Did he have any hot sauce? Yeah, so anyways, this has been a refreshing break brought to you by Snapple. Real tea, real juice.
With absolutely refreshing!
Through the motions of faith, you're doing all the right things, but underneath the surface, there's a quiet, nagging fear that you're missing the point. Or worse, that God is keeping score, watching from a distance, waiting for you to fail. The subtle wait is totally exhausting. I want to change that conversation. That's why I wrote How Good is God and created the coordinating companion, the Redemptive Activation Journal. Together, they form the perfect partnership for true transformation. This isn't about dense theological arguments or adding more tasks to your busy schedule. It's a practical path filled with raw stories, deep prayer, and simple real life. Yes, I said real life activations. The book reveals the stunning truth of how persuaded the Father is about you, while the journal gives you the space to apply the reality to your everyday life. Don't let another day slip by under the weight of any anxious, score-keeping religion. True, face-to-face transformation starts the moment you decide to step forward. Grab your copies of How Good is God and the Redemptive Activation Journal on Amazon today. And let's step out of the shadows and into the newness of life. Now back to our show. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Tomorrow morning, when you start your week, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am covered in divine insurance. And just meditate on it. Ask God to unpack that for you. You be an investigative journalist of the Spirit and learn and seek and hear and behold His goodness. If this encouraged you, drop a comment below. Share this live with somebody who needs a reminder of God's goodness today. And I will see you again next time. Live spiritually brave, my friends. Bye now.